Ladies, let me tell you something right now. When a man hurts you, your first instinct might be to cry, scream, call him out, post about it, or burn his favorite hood. But nah, don't do it. That's what he expects. He's banking on that reaction. He's got popcorn ready for the meltdown. But let me teach you how to confuse him, and I mean really confuse him. The first thing you do, don't give him the show. You hear me? Don't give him the drama he's looking for. Don't text him long paragraphs explaining how he made you feel. Don't ask him why. Because the truth is, if he cared about the why, he wouldn't have done it in the first place. So instead of giving him a reaction, give him nothing. A silent woman with her head high and her nails done will keep him up at night. Trust me. When a man hurts you, the worst thing you can do is give him the satisfaction of watching you crumble. That's what he's expecting. He knows where he hit, how deep it went, and he's watching to see how loud you'll cry or how big the storm will be. But here's the real game: control the narrative. Don't let him write your reaction for you. When you don't show him your pain, when you walk away with dignity, that's when you confuse him. He's prepared for a reaction. He's ready for drama, for tears, for confrontation. But when he sees you calm, composed, and quiet, he doesn't know what to do with that. You take away his control when you don't fall apart. Most men who cause pain aren't ready for the woman who refuses to give them the spotlight. That's why not showing your pain is power. It's not about pretending it didn't hurt. It's about understanding that your value isn't up for negotiation. You don't need to beg someone to see your worth. If he hurt you and kept walking, he was never in your corner to begin with. Let him walk. You don't have to chase after someone who was okay watching you hurt. That's where a lot of women go wrong. They want answers, they want apologies, they want closure. But when you start trying to pull that from someone who already knew what they were doing, you're just reopening your wounds for someone who never brought a bandage. Instead, shift the energy inward, protect your peace, choose your reaction wisely. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Not every battle is worth fighting, especially not with someone who already lost the privilege of your presence. Holding your head high and walking away with silence will make him question everything. He'll wonder why you didn't blow up his phone, why you didn't fall apart, why you didn't cuss him out or beg him to stay. And that's the best revenge. He doesn't get the version of you that breaks down. He gets the version that levels up. That's how you control the story. Pain is real, yes. You're allowed to feel it, but you're not required to showcase it. Some things are better healed in private. Cry in your space, lean on your circle, but don't perform for him. Don't post about it. Don't throw jabs on social media. Don't make him feel like he's still holding the pen to your next chapter. You hold that pen now. And when you choose peace over chaos, when you respond with class instead of reaction, that's when you start winning. Let your silence be louder than any word you could say. Let your actions, your strength, your growth, your glow be the only statement you need. Because when you stop letting a man see your pain, you start letting him see your power. And that, right there, is the most confusing thing you can do. When a man expects drama, give him peace. When he looks for guilt, give him growth. That's how you flip the entire game. See, when a man hurts you, deep down he expects you to lose yourself. He expects you to act out, to spiral, to become someone he can point a finger at and say, see, that's why I left. But what throws him off completely is when you respond with calm. When you choose maturity over mess. When you smile instead of scream. When you walk away with grace, not bitterness. That peace. That confuses him more than any angry word ever could. Most of the time, men who inflict pain don't take responsibility. They start playing the victim as soon as they see you react. But when you choose peace, you don't give him anything to weaponize. He hurt you and expected to follow. But instead of feeding his ego or proving his assumptions right, you gave him a version of you he couldn't predict. He's searching for that emotional chaos to justify his actions, but all he gets is silence and strength. That messes with him, because now the spotlight's on his choices, not your response. And when he tries to throw guilt your way, tries to make it seem like it's your fault, like you should have done more, been more, stay quiet longer, don't take the bait. That's when you show him your growth. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone, especially not someone who couldn't see it in the first place. Growth is your best defense. You start moving differently. You start healing, building, rising. And you don't do it to show off. You do it because you owe it to yourself. You do it because your life isn't defined by the love he couldn't give. He wants to see if you'll fold, if you'll chase, if you'll shrink. But when you glow, when you evolve, when you focus on your own path instead of chasing his shadow, you take all the power back. You shift the narrative. You confuse him with peace, because peace means he no longer controls your emotions. You shake him with growth, because growth means you've learned from the pain, not become a prisoner of it. The key is emotional discipline. You don't ignore the hurt, you just choose not to let it drag you down. You let it teach you, not break you. And when he finally looks back, expecting to see a woman wrecked by his choices, he'll be staring at someone he doesn't even recognize. Someone stronger, wiser, happier. And in that moment, he won't be able to blame anyone but himself. So when he expects drama, keep it quiet. When he throws guilt, grow right past it. That's how you confuse a man who thought he had you all figured out. Let silence speak louder than words, because nothing confuses a man more than a woman who chooses grace over revenge. See, when a man hurts you, he's expecting noise, expecting you to call him out, put him on blast, demand answers, or even beg for him back. That's the usual pattern. But when you flip that script and go silent, you shift all the energy. You take away the attention he thought he'd get. You rob him of the chaos he might even provoke. And in that silence, he hears everything louder than he ever would have if you'd raised your voice. Silence is power. It says, I'm not going to give you access to my emotions anymore. It says, I'm done performing for someone who didn't protect me. And it's not the kind of silence that comes from weakness or defeat. It's the kind that comes from knowing your worth, from choosing peace over pointless drama. Because when you say nothing, when you walk away without a scene, you leave him alone with his choices, and that's where the confusion begins. He won't understand how you're able to carry yourself without needing to lash out. He'll wonder why you didn't react. And that wondering, that's where the regret starts to grow. Choosing grace is not about pretending it didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let that pain turn you into someone you're not. You don't have to stoop to his level. You don't need to get even. The most unexpected move you can make is to not move at all in his direction. To focus inward, stay silent, and let time and your actions speak for you. He'll hear your silence in the way you stop checking in. He'll feel your grace in the way you walk away without a fight. He'll notice your power in the way you keep living, keep smiling, and keep glowing without him. There's a kind of confusion that hits a man hard when he sees a woman healing without him. When he realizes she didn't need closure from him to close the door. When he sees that she's not trying to prove a point, she's just protecting her peace. That silence starts to echo. That grace starts to shine. And the one who caused the pain becomes the one who's haunted by it. You don't have to scream for someone to feel your absence. Sometimes all you have to do is exit with elegance and let the silence remind them of what they lost. So the next time a man tries to pull you into pain, don't give him the reaction. Don't give him the chaos. Give him grace. Give him silence. And watch how fast he starts to realize that losing you wasn't just a moment, it was a shift he never saw coming. Turn heartbreak into motivation, level up, look good, and let your success be the answer. When a man breaks your heart, he might think he's broken your spirit too, but that's where you surprise him. Because instead of sinking into sadness or waiting for him to realize what he lost, you use that pain as fuel. You don't sit around asking, why me? You flip it and say, watch me rise. Watch me get better. Watch me become everything you couldn't handle and everything you'll wish you had appreciated. There's something powerful about a woman who refuses to stay down. A woman who wipes her tears, fixes her crown, and gets to work. Not to prove anything to the man who hurt her, but to remind herself of who she is. You see, when you take that energy you would have spent crying over him and invest it into yourself, your entire life starts to shift. Your mind gets sharper. Your confidence gets louder. Your spirit gets stronger. And the glow that comes from that. That's not just skin deep, it's soul deep. It's the kind of glow that says, I didn't just survive, I evolved. Success is the kind of revenge that doesn't look like revenge. It looks like peace, happiness, and freedom. When he sees you moving different, looking good, doing better, not needing him, not even thinking about him, that's when the regret sets in. He doesn't expect you to build after the break. He expects you to fold. But when you level up instead of break down, you rewrite the whole narrative. You turn what was meant to destroy you into the exact thing that strengthened you. Looking good isn't just about looks either, it's about presence. It's the energy you carry when you walk into a room. It's the light in your eyes when you've chosen yourself. It's the smile that says, I've healed. That's the kind of beauty that can't be faked or bought, it's earned through growth. And that's what confuses him, because he thought he'd see a broken version of you. But instead, he sees a version that he can't even reach anymore. Your success speaks for itself. Whether it's in your career, your health, your peace of mind, or your relationships, it becomes the loudest statement you'll ever make. You don't need to send a text, make a call, or post a message to get his attention. Let your life do the talking. Let your peace be the punchline. And let your success be the silent answer to heartbreak he caused. Because when you use pain as motivation, when you grow from it, shine through it, and rise above it, that's when you truly win. And nothing confuses a man more than watching the woman he hurt become the woman he can no longer access. So when a man hurts you, don't break down, break through. Don't give him your tears, give him your transformation. Confuse him with silence, shake him with peace, and blind him with the light of your growth. He might have expected to see you shattered, but let him see you shining. You don't owe him anger, explanations, or closure. You owe yourself elevation. Keep your head high, protect your energy, and let your glow speak louder than any words ever could. Because in the end, the best response isn't revenge, it's becoming everything he thought you couldn't without him. And once you do that, trust me, he'll be the one wondering what happened while you keep on rising.